I was indicted by Donald Trump's Justice Department.
Okay.
Donald Trump never controlled his Justice Department. Bill Barr was a traitorous piece of human garbage. The guy who trafficked cocaine for the butchers into Arkansas.
Bill Barr?
Yeah, read my book.
Okay.
He's a CIA general counsel. He's a piece of... Trump read a law review article, never checked his background, made him attorney general. Once we get back in, he has to go to prison. He has to go to prison. He's a criminal.
That's Trump lackey Roger Stone tearing into Trump's attorney general, Bill Barr. And that recording was obtained at an event called A Night with Roger Stone in August. The man speaking to Stone with the body cam is a journalist pretending to be a member of a right-wing voter turnout organization. Stone's apparent hatred for Barr is ironic because Barr actually attempted to reduce Stone's recommended prison sentence of 7 to 9 years. Thanks to Trump's pardon, Stone did not end up serving any time. But Barr wasn't the only former Trump administration member that Stone went after. Here's what he had to say about Jared Kushner.
Your running the campaign would be 20 points ahead, let's face it.
I don't know about that, but
Well, 10, okay.
I'd be doing some things different.
What would be doing differently, per se?
I think the president are doing a pretty good job on a number of things. But in 2020, Jared Kushner is a real estate developer. What does he know about that?
Yeah, they're right.
I don't care
What was
who
that
married.
idiot?
What do you know about this? You know nothing about this.
I can't say, Jared Kushner, I don't know what to make of that.
Doesn't know anything about it. I mean, I wouldn't tell you how to fix a lawnmower. Why would we expect him to know anything about politics? He doesn't know anything about anything.
Well, do we have better now?
Cenk, I want to bring you in here. Finally, someone's calling out the nepotism on the right.
So a lot of these Trump guys compete with each other to get access to Trump and also goodies like pardons for their criminal actions and money from the Saudis and different things that they all compete for. So look, I found that tape to be really interesting in a couple of ways. In some of the parts, what are you going to do about voting in the elections, et cetera? We can get into that, but his answers were mixed there, where I thought, he's got some devious plots, but it doesn't sound like he's got it figured out this time around in terms of how they can actually more effectively steal things. But and he was honest about Jared Kushner, but only because he doesn't know he's on tape. But the things he said about Bill Barr, of course, are the most concerning. Not because Bill Barr's a good guy; he's a bad guy for the opposite reasons that Stone is saying. He's actually super corrupt. Stone is just saying, I thought we were all allowed to break all the laws, and he wouldn't let me break as many laws as the other guys. So, but the relevant part is him saying, we're going to put him in prison if we get reelected. For what crime? There is no crime. It doesn't matter. Roger Stone is saying, yeah, the minute Trump's reelected, we're going to start taking political prisoners, basically. Was.
I don't know Roger Stone personally. I know that might shock some of you guys, but he seemed like he was on something. He seemed like he was like kind of, high, maybe drunk. I don't know. It just didn't seem like those were the ravings of a sober man. And so I think he probably got some of that courage, the inhibition to just say what was on his mind. But yeah, the idea that Bill Barr is a traitor because he just didn't, he didn't completely break every single law and rule to spring Roger Stone free, and just this idea that it's a loyalty test to see if you're a competent public service servant or not is part and parcel with how the Trump world sort of operates, man. It's not about competence. It's about how loyal, how much of a sycophant can you be to our MAGA king? And that's that's how we judge your competence levels.
Yeah. Just real quick to your point was the gritting of his teeth, talking like that. I've seen that before, and that person wasn't sober.
Yeah, I'm such a nerd. I don't know what drug does that, and I don't care. I just care that they don't arrest political prisoners and take political prisoners when they get into office. So real quick on the election stuff, I'll summarize for you. He said we should bring armed guards into Detroit to make sure they're not stealing the election. That's intimidation of voters in Detroit. And he said that they're doing voter purges in Republican-controlled counties in Wisconsin, Nevada, and some of the other swing states. They pretend it's, we are just trying to take out dead voters. There's no evidence that dead people are voting for Democrats or Republicans. That's a way of getting rid of more Democratic votes. So they have plenty of dirty tricks ahead for this election. So wanted you to know that as well.